It's 2021 and E3 has finally returned to us a few weeks ago. Now, I know I'm really late to this topic, and I'm going to take a minute to kind of call myself out here. In the beginning of June, I uploaded an update video where I said I was going to do reaction videos to each of the panels or presentations at this year's E3. And that was originally the plan. But then I watched E3. Yeah, doing reaction videos was originally the plan, and I had some already recorded, but then while I was editing through them, I kind of felt like they weren't gonna be as good because, let's be honest, I don't think you all want to see a bunch of videos of me looking bored out of my mind. So instead, I decided I will make this video where I talk about each of the E3 presentations, and I would give them a score of 1 to 5 stars, and I would rank them and answer the question, how was E3 this year? Now, I don't want this video to be longer than it needs to be, so I will try my best to go as fast as I can through each of these presentations, saying what was announced, and if I have something I want to say on it, I will. If I don't have much, I'll just kind of breeze through it. But enough wasting your time, let's get started with... Okay, I know the Summer Game Fest was technically its own event, separate from E3. I think it was separate at least, but I'm going to count it because they had some pretty cool announcements in there that I want to talk about. So the first thing they announced at the Summer Game Fest was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, a Borderlands spin-off game in sort of a fantasy setting, because, you know, Assault on Dragon Keep was cool, so they decided why not do it again. I'll be honest, I like Borderlands, so this one is something I'm actually interested in. They then showed Metal Slug Tactics. Death Stranding's getting a director's cut because, you know, an already ridiculously long game just needed to be longer, right? Jurassic World Evolution 2, and they announced Lost Ark is coming here to the West. I'm actually really excited about that one because a few years ago when I started college, I briefly got into PC gaming, and I kind of went through a very short MMO phase. And I remember like looking up trailers of different MMOs coming out, and one of them I saw was Lost Ark, but it wasn't playable here in America where I live. Now that's finally going to be playable here. I'm very excited to play it because I've seen gameplay of that game and it just looks so much fun. It's basically like a Diablo style game, but just really like over the top action. Now that it's finally going to be playable here, I'm definitely excited to try it out. They showed a new trailer for Call of Duty Warzone and its 4th season that's coming out. They showed a new trailer for the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds in it, and I gotta be honest, I kind of thought that movie already came out. I didn't realize it wasn't even released yet. Among Us is getting some updates. They showed a trailer for an indie game called Chicory: A Colorful Tale. They announced a game called Salt and Sacrifice, a sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, which honestly looks really cool, and I'm definitely interested in playing that. They showed a new trailer for Solar Ash, a very short trailer I might add. And to be honest, the trailer kind of gave me Shadow of the Colossus vibes, but just looked a little more video gamey, for the lack of a better term. They showed a trailer for Chivalry 2, which is a multiplayer game where you play as knights on the battlefield, but it's been out since April though, so it's not really a new announcement. Jeff Keighley said he was going to show a brief trailer for Valorant, and my god, he was not kidding, because that trailer was really fucking short. Escape from Tarkov is getting a new map. I don't play Escape from Tarkov, so to me, honestly, this trailer just looks like a lot of people shooting a lot of other people. That's really all I had to say about that. They showed a trailer for a game called 2 Point Campus. Smite is doing a crossover with Stranger Things. I gotta be honest, I've never seen Stranger Things, but I don't get why the characters are being added into the game, because I thought Smite was a game about gods fighting other gods. I mean, it's even in the fucking title! They showed a trailer for a game called The Anacrusis, a 4-player co-op shooter that takes place on a spaceship stuck in space. Honestly, this game could be fun with friends, but I gotta be honest, just looking at the trailer and like the graphics, it looked kind of bad in my opinion. But I mean, like that's kind of subjective. Still could be a fun game though, gonna be honest. Rocket League's doing a crossover thing with Fast and the Furious. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, it's a battle royale with vampires. They showed a new trailer for Dark Pictures anthology, The House of Ashes. Tales of Arise got a new trailer, and that's coming out in September, I believe. I gotta be honest, I've never played a Tales game, but being the weeb trash that I am, this game looks anime as hell, and I love it. Tales of Arise has definitely been one of those games that I've been keeping my eye on the past couple years and have a very high interest in, so I'm definitely excited to play that this year. Sky Le Petit Prince, I hope I said that right. Planet of Lana, and I'm not gonna lie, this one did intrigue me a bit. Overwatch 2, they showed character skins, that was it. No gameplay, no nothing. Thanks. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, they reminded us it was out, and I actually tried playing it before recording this, and oh my god, it is bad. Don't buy it. I was gonna do a let's play of it, but holy shit, that game is horrible. And to be honest, I played it on a PS4, the older consoles, and it ran like shit, so I don't know if that was just me or if it's like that on all the previous gen consoles. But yeah, Dark Alliance, don't fucking buy that. That game is really disappointingly bad. They need to patch that, and I don't even know if they're going to, honestly. They showed something to do with Paladins that I gotta be honest, I completely forgot about. I don't play Paladins. Monster Hunter Stories Wings of Ruin got a new trailer, but if this feels like the 10th trailer they've had, and it was all cutscenes, not really any gameplay, which is what I wanted to see, to be honest. They showed Weezer for some reason. I gotta be completely honest with these game events and like E3 and all that. They need to stop doing music performances. They're not needed. I personally would rather see games, and I feel a lot of people feel the same way. I mean, remember a few years ago when Bethesda had Andrew WK perform for the reveal of Rage 2? Yeah, game companies stop doing music performances and just show us games. That's what we come to these events for, to see games. They showed a trailer for Endless Dungeon, and then they talked about the new Ratchet & Clank for a little bit and saying how good it was. Thanks for reminding me I don't have a PS5, so I can't play it. Thanks. Far Cry 6, they talked about it. Fall Guys is adding 2B from Nier Automata as a costume you can play as, which seems like a really weird crossover in my opinion. Genshin Impact got a new trailer for some new content they're getting. They announced a new developer called Division Games. They talked about games they're making, but didn't actually show the games that they're making. I gotta be honest with you guys, I can't be excited about games I haven't seen. You want to talk about your games, cool, but you want me to be excited, show them. That's my opinion. And then they went into the Sonic Unleashed Orchestra, because that's a thing apparently. I gotta be honest, I was low-key hoping that was gonna be like a segue into them announcing a remaster of Sonic Unleashed, because I gotta be honest, that's one of the Sonic games I actually kind of like. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't that, you know? They showed a new trailer for Back 4 Blood. Am I the one that thinks that this guy on the turret looks like the Exterminator from Over the Hedge? I probably am, but I just wanted to share that with you. Tunic. This game honestly looks adorable. It really gave me some Zelda vibes, not gonna lie. Showed a trailer for Tribes of Midgard, Evil Dead, the game, and without a doubt, they ended on most possibly the best announcement this entire E3. Elden Ring. We finally got a trailer after not having any news or updates on this game for years, and it was gameplay. We got to see some gameplay. They didn't just give us a fucking cinematic, and this game looks amazing. I am so excited for this. But not only did they give us gameplay, no, they really wanted to make us happy. They gave us a release date, January 21st of 2022. I am so happy this game got a release date. I'm so happy we got to see what gameplay this game actually looks like, and I can't be more excited for this game. Now, while this game is scheduled to release next year in January, let's keep in mind there is still the possibility for the game to get delayed. And if that happens, that's okay. Okay, I don't want people getting mad this game got delayed, because that means they're trying to put more work into it to get it right. We don't want another Cyberpunk situation, okay? Shots fired! And that was everything they announced at the Summer Game Fest. I'm going to give Summer Game Fest 4 out of 5 stars because they definitely had a lot of games I was definitely interested in, and some that really intrigued me. Not everything though, but Elden Ring without a doubt was the best announcement, and I was very happy to see that. And with an announcement as big as Elden Ring, it can only go up from here, right? Right? So it's Ubisoft's turn. I expect we're going to see some Tom Clancy games, some Assassin's Creed, or some Far Cry. And what did they start us off with? A new Tom Clancy game, Rainbow Six Extraction. So we all know Ubisoft likes to milk all their popular franchises, so of course they would announce their 36th Tom Clancy game. This one's basically just a Tom Clancy game with aliens in it. Don't really have much to say else about it. They announced Rocksmith Plus, a subscription service to Rocksmith, which is a guitar learning game. And I gotta be honest, not a bad idea. I think a subscription service thing kind of works for Rocksmith, so that could be cool. Riders Republic, a fun-looking extreme sports game where you can race on bikes or race as Buzz Lightyear. And that guy's fucking dead. They just got done talking about Rainbow Six, so they decided to talk more about Rainbow Six. All I can really say is they're getting a new character, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting some new stuff. The Siege of Paris, that's cool. Far Cry 6 got a new trailer, but it was mainly just cinematics and a cutscene, so that's not really something for me to get excited about. But they announced for the Season Pass that they're going to do some kind of stuff where you get to play as the villains in like this sort of trippy mindfuck level design, which I gotta be honest, that seems like a really cool idea. I'm surprised it's part of the Season Pass and not like its own game. Like, Far Cry's villains have been really well known for just being really good villains, and I think a game where you play as them is a really good idea. And also Blood Dragon is involved in some sort of way. I'm not really sure how, but that's cool. This one really caught me by surprise. Mario Rabbids is getting a sequel. I did not really expect a sequel out of this game, and I'm kind of surprised to see that. But after that, what caught me by surprise more than that was an Avatar game, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I gotta be honest, this one felt like it came really out of left field for me. Like, an Avatar game? Really? I don't really know what to say about it because we didn't get gameplay out of it, and I don't really know if I'm excited for it because I've only seen that movie once, and that was years ago in the theaters when it came out. I was like probably 8 or 9 when that movie was out. It was a long time ago. But yeah, you know, they're taking forever to release the sequel, so they're just gonna release a game about it. Okay. And that was everything they announced at Ubisoft. Some stuff was kind of expected, and the very few things they announced that did intrigue my interest weren't things that like really excited me. I'm gonna give them 3 stars. So Gearbox had their own presentation at E3. They talked about they're making a Borderlands movie for way too long, and they said Kevin Hart's playing Roland. That's cool. I like Kevin Hart, but okay. They announced Homeworld 3, a series I've never heard of, is in production. They showed a trailer for Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but it was the same trailer from the Summer Game Fest. But after that, they did kind of talk about it and give us some more details about it, so they at least did that and give us more info on the game. Then they showed Homeworld 3 again. They showed a trailer for Tribes of Midgard. Still the same trailer from the Summer Game Fest, but also gave us more information on it. They announced Godfall is getting a paid expansion and a free expansion, and it's coming to PS4. Wow, I hope it works. And then they reminded us Homeworld 3 was a thing again. Then that's it. Gearbox, what the hell was that? You're only getting 2 stars for that. It's bad enough 2 of the trailers you had were already trailers we saw at the Summer Game Fest, and really the only new thing you announced was expansions for Godfall, which is a game that's been out. But why the hell did you have to talk about Homeworld 3 separate times in this presentation? Like, it honestly feels like they made a trailer for Homeworld 3 and then cut it up into 3 parts to kind of pan out the show. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to take Homeworld 3 and mention it 3 different times throughout the whole show. You could have just kept it all in one fucking like thing. Like, I don't understand. That really pissed me off that they announced it 3 separate times, which Homeworld 3 is a game I've never even fucking heard of. Like, is this something people actually are excited about? Is this like a big deal? I have no idea. Yeah, Gearbox, you're getting 2 stars. That was bad. That was really bad. So Xbox and Bethesda started off their presentation by showing off Bethesda's next new game, Starfield, which we still don't know much about because, again, all they showed was a cinematic trailer, and all I can really say is that this game looks like it takes place in space. Other than that, I don't know. It did get a release date for November 22nd of 2022, so hopefully we'll get a gameplay trailer for it soon just to see what the game actually looks like, but other than that, I don't know what to say. Other than it's in space, because I mean I can't be excited about it because I don't know what the actual game looks like. After that though, they showed a trailer for Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. I've never played Stalker before, but after seeing this trailer, it looks like a cool game. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, honestly, just the gameplay looks solid. The graphics look really good too in some scenes in that trailer. They then showed Back 4 Blood. It was basically the same trailer from the Summer Game Fest, but okay. They showed a new title called Contraband, a co-op open world game that I don't know what the game actually is because, again, it was just another cinematic trailer. Look, honestly, with these cinematic trailers, I can't be excited because 1, that doesn't tell me what the game actually is, and 2, if it's not a pre-established franchise, I don't know what to think or what to expect, you know? I keep kind of ranting about cinematic trailers throughout this video, and I'm sorry, it's just a bit of a pet peeve I have at this point, you know? Sea of Thieves is getting an update featuring characters from the Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think that's kind of cool, and that works obviously because, you know, pirate game. This next part, they basically just kind of announced that the Yakuza games are on Game Pass, and basically said the newest one, Like a Dragon, is now on Game Pass, which I have not played the Yakuza games, but my friend has been telling me that they're really good, so I honestly, if you have Game Pass, go check them out, you might like them. Battlefield 2042, this trailer looked incredible. Everything was chaotic as hell and I loved it. You had like a sandstorm going around, you had just explosions everywhere. Honestly, like, this game just looked over the top, chaotic, and I loved it. And I think it looked really cool. Also, you saw in the trailer, you can use grappling hooks. I guess Doom Eternal made it look so cool. Halo and Battlefield are doing it too. They showed a trailer for 12 minutes, a game where you're stuck in a time loop. Honestly, I'm kind of curious about this one. I know they've announced this title before. I can't remember when exactly, but the idea of it seems interesting to me because it seems like a very story heavy game, and that's kind of what I'm intrigued by. I want to see like what the game's about, you know? They showed a new trailer for Psychonauts 2, which is coming out this August, so I'm actually excited to play that. Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online are getting some expansions. Party animals. This game just looks like Gang Beasts with cute animals. I don't really know much else to say about that. I'm sure that's going to be a fun party game to play with your friends. Hades is finally coming on Xbox. And honestly, I'm surprised it took them so long to get it on console, because like it's been on PC for a long time and it's been only on Switch for the longest time. I'm really glad that that game is finally coming to the Xbox. And also I saw online it's getting a physical copy, which as someone who likes to collect is important to me. I love when games get physical versions nowadays, because honestly not every game does nowadays, which kind of sucks. And yeah, no, I mean, Hades, I don't know if it's still popular, but I know it's a great game, and I'm definitely excited to play that. Somerville. Honestly, just looking at this trailer, this game reminds me a lot of Inside and a little bit of Little Nightmares. That's weird to say, but it kind of gave me those vibes, you know? I'm definitely curious about this game. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna play. Honestly, I'll be completely honest. Within like a couple months, I'm probably gonna completely forget about this game, but still, it piques my interest, I won't lie. And then after that, they showed probably the biggest thing they had to show at their show. Halo Infinite multiplayer. This honestly just looked amazing. It looked like a lot of fun. The gunplay, the gameplay, all that looked really, really solid. And the biggest thing is that it's going to be free, which is crazy to me, because like Halo multiplayer is kind of like a big deal and like a big selling point of the game, which means like, I don't know, like, as of now, it seems like the only reason to buy Halo Infinite is for the campaign, which I don't know. I still don't know. We don't know yet if the campaign is going to be good. So the fact that you get the multiplayer for free is kind of a big deal, and I think it's a really interesting move on their part. After that, they showed a trailer for Diablo 2 Resurrected, basically a remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it, of Diablo 2, which I never played Diablo 2. I played Diablo 3 with my friends in high school. Fun game. Don't know anything about the second one, but I might play it. Just, you know, see what it was. Just check it out. You know, why not? Plague Tale Innocence is getting a sequel called A Plague Tale Requiem. Now, I have yet to play Plague Tale. I have it. I just haven't been able to play it yet. From what I've heard from other people who've played the game, everyone says it's like kind of like a hidden gem. It's underrated, and it's a really good game that just not a lot of people played and talked about. So I'm definitely going to check that game out at some point before the sequel comes out. As for the trailer we saw, there was nothing, no gameplay, just cinematic. So we don't know like what the actual game looks like still, but no, if you're a fan of Plague Tale, then you're probably excited for the sequel that's coming out. Like I said, have yet to play the first game. Once I do, then I'll decide if I'm excited for the sequel. Far Cry 6, another trailer, but this time with gameplay. I really don't know what to say about the gameplay. It just looks like Far Cry to me. That's all I can really say about it. They announced there's going to be a sequel to Slime Rancher called Slime Rancher 2, and a new game called Shredders, which is a snowboarding game that just honestly just looks like a snowboarding game. The trailer didn't really tell me anything, and like, so I don't know what makes this game stand out. Like, because I just feel it looks like a generic snowboarding game. Why would I buy this one? Like, what makes this one stand out? You know, that's what I'm curious about this game. Atomic Heart. Honestly, this trailer reminded me of BioShock a little bit. It looks like a cool game, and I'm interested in it. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. Maybe check it out, you know? Replaced. Honestly, the pixel art in this game looked really good, and the animation during combat looked phenomenal. It looked very fluid. I really don't know what else to say about this trailer, just the fact that I love the animation in it, and it looks like fun. It looks like a nice, neat looking action platformer game, which I'm definitely interested in. Grounded, the Shroom and Doom update. So the one thing I want to say about this trailer is that when it comes to the game Grounded, I will never play the game because one, I'm not into survival games, and two, I am terrified of spiders. So if I have to play a game where I have to see a giant spider in a first person charge at me, no, I am not playing that at all. And I just think it's funny in this trailer they showed that they added an arachnophobia mode where you can essentially just turn down the giant spider, which I think is funny. They're still in the game, but they just turn down the graphics on them so they don't look as terrifying. But I don't know, it's still not going to make me play that game, but I still think it's a really funny that they added that feature. Among Us got another trailer, and it's getting 15-player lobbies because, you know, there already wasn't enough people yelling at each other in this game. Okay, now this next game, this is the one that kind of stood out to me the most. This was the one that I was like, holy shit, this looks awesome. And I don't know how to pronounce this name, so forgive me if I say it wrong. Eiyuden Chronicles, Eiyuden Chronicles. I don't know. It's something like that. But this game, for some reason, just really stood out to me because the visuals look good. I love some of the cartoony animations it had, and something like, I've never seen this done in a turn-based RPG before. But like, normally in turn-based games like Final Fantasy, for example, you know, you'll have your whole party of characters standing next to each other fighting in front of the bad guy or a boss or enemy, whatever, right? And they'll be facing you and you'll be facing them. Well, in this trailer for I'm not gonna try saying it. I'm gonna keep getting it wrong every time. You saw a guy like fighting an enemy, but then the camera zooms back and sees an archer way off in the distance shooting the thing they're fighting, which makes sense because an archer would probably be at, you know, at a range to shoot things, right? And I'm just like, that little detail really stood out to me, and I've never seen any other turn-based game do that. And I don't know, this game just for some reason really stuck out to me, and I think it looks super cool, and I definitely am interested in that. And also, they showed another game called Eiyuden Chronicles Rising, which I don't know how those games connect to each other. The Rising one looked more like a side-scroller game, while the Chronicles look like a turn-based game. I also should mention, I have no idea if this is like a pre-established IP or if it's like a whole new game title entirely. This is the first I'm ever hearing of this game, but this one looked cool to me. This one looked really awesome. The Ascent, I'm gonna be completely honest, this game just looks like any other co-op top-down style I've seen in this genre. I don't know what to say about it. It just looks like any game that looks like this just looks like that to me, you know what I mean? It just looks the same. Age of Empires 4, and then The Outer Worlds 2. I gotta be completely honest, even though this trailer was just all cinematic and they just basically was just a trailer just to say like, hey, Outer Worlds 2 is a thing, I still thought it was really funny how self-aware the trailer was and how they were just kind of poking fun at, you know, what other trailers do. I'll give them credit for that. I think that was a really funny idea, and I laughed, and won't lie. Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to the Xbox Series X and S, so it's no longer going to be just on PC. You can now play this game on your console. Lovely. Forza Horizon 5. I'm not into car games, I'm not into racing games, but I gotta say, the graphics on this game looked incredible. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, just look at this trailer and look at, like, all the details, like, on the rocks on the ground, the needles in those cactuses, the bushes, the trees. It all just looks super good. I'm not into these games, but wow, they have good graphics. And the last and final thing that Microsoft and Bethesda showed at their E3 presentation was a brand new title called Redfall. It was all cinematic, no gameplay. I don't know what to say about it, honestly. It just looked like Left 4 Dead, but with vampires. That's all I really can say about it. At least to me, that's what it looked like. So yeah, you know, a brand new IP that I can't be excited about because I haven't seen gameplay and I just don't know what to think about it yet. And that's all they really showed. And to be honest, without a doubt, it was an amazing presentation. I think so far they have done the best at E3 this year. I will say the one little critique I have regarding the whole presentation, other than all the cinematic trailers, was ending it on Redfall was probably not the best idea because, like I said, myself and I'm sure a lot of other people can't be excited for a game that they haven't seen gameplay of, especially if it's a new title that we know nothing about. And I feel like if they ended the show on Halo Infinite multiplayer, and then instead put the Redfall trailer where the Halo Infinite was, like, you know, they swap places, I think that would have been a much better way for the show to go and just kind of would have ended on a more impactful, memorable note, you know what I mean? And also, the one thing I forgot to mention was that they said a lot of these games, not all of them, but most of them are going to be available on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you're going to be able to play these games for free. Well, you have to pay for the Game Pass subscription, but the games will be free with Game Pass. And you get to download them day they come out, which is a really cool idea. I honestly think with all these games they have coming to the Xbox, now's probably the time to be an Xbox player because they got a lot. I think they have some promising titles coming up. I mean that, I genuinely do. Xbox without a doubt did a really good job and had a really good solid presentation, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them 4 stars for this one. So Square Enix decides to kick things off with a new Marvel game they're making because, you know, that last one worked out so well. Shots fired! It's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which, you know what, I'll be completely honest about the trailer and all the gameplay they showed. It looks cool. It looks like a great game. It has dialogue choices, and basically they gave an example where you throw Rocket Raccoon over a cliff and it'll say like, oh, Rocket was angry about it. So basically Rocket will remember that. So I think what that implies is that the choices you make in the game will affect the characters and how they interact with you later in the story. The characters all seem fun. I love the interaction with them. It definitely reminded me a lot of the movies. I should also preface this, I'm not a comic book guy. I only mainly know the movies. Which, now that I mention that, the one thing I gotta say is that seeing Star-Lord not as Chris Pratt is just really off to me. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm so used to the movies that just seeing this version in the game just really throws me off, you know? Honestly though, the one critique I have is that they spend a lot of time on this game. I don't know if I would say they spent too much of it, but other than that, it looks like a fun game. It's coming out this October, and I'll probably play it. I'll probably check it out. I hope it's good, because we all know how their last Avengers game turned out. But still, honestly, I think this one could be a little promising. I think it looks like a fun game. Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered, they're re-releasing the first 6 Final Fantasy games on Steam and mobile, not consoles. Thanks, Square Enix. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I honestly was a little disappointed because when I saw them remastering, showing all 6 of the games, I thought this was going to be like a bundle you could get for your consoles, which would be amazing because those are really old games that aren't as accessible. I mean, I saw online someone said that they're all on mobile and some of them are already on PC or whatever, but for console players, no, they're not all there. And I think putting them on consoles would have been appreciated, but they just didn't set together right, which is a little disappointing. They showed the opening cutscene for Legend of Mana. That's cool. Marvel's Avengers is getting expansion with Black Panther, and a few other free updates. I don't know what to say about this game because I haven't played it. I've heard everyone say that it was really, really bad. And I don't know, these updates and expansions are going to be like what fixes the game, what makes it good and better. If it does and it gets people back into the game, I think that's great. If not, then I don't know, just don't play it because I don't know what to say about it. They showed us some mobile games, and then they showed Babylon's Fall. So, what do I have to say about this? Now, I was really excited for this game because it's being made by Platinum Games. They've made some incredible titles like Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Nier Automata. I love Platinum Games because of their incredible hack and slash combat gameplay style. And the last trailer we got a year ago, I think, for Babylon's Fall, the trailer looked incredible. It had this great gameplay, really awesome looking combat, and I was very excited for this game. And then E3 rolls around this year, they showed this new trailer, and it's a live service game. I don't know how I feel about that. Look, real talk, I gotta just say this, honestly, like, I feel like games as a service are becoming what battle royales are. Like, they're a trend that everyone's trying to get in on, like make every game a battle royale. I feel like every game studio is now trying to make every game a live service game, and let's just be completely honest, they don't work. I mean, sometimes they do, but not often. This game being a live service game, or games as a service, whatever you want to call it, it makes me less excited for this game, and now I don't even know if I want to play it. I was expecting this to just be a single player action game like all of other Platinum Games previous titles. Now that I know that it's not going to be that, I'm not as excited, and I don't even know if I want to play it now. If it comes out, it might still be good. Honestly, I don't want to hate on the game that's not even out yet, but them saying it's a live service game is just like a really big red flag for me, you know? I hope it's good. I hope it does well. I never want to see a game fail, but just like, don't stop with this trend, okay? The games as a service thing needs to stop, honestly. This should have just been a single player game, like a single player action story game. That's how I feel. Maybe it'll work as a games as a service, but I doubt it, and I don't know. I just have very, very low expectations of this game now, and I'm just not even sure. I'm definitely not as excited for it as I used to be. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that tangent because I don't want to spend too much time on that. They next showed a Life is Strange Remastered Collection and Life is Strange 2 Colors, which is like the next story, I think. Honestly, Life is Strange is a series that if you love it, you love it, and if you don't, you're probably not gonna get into it. I'm one of those people. Life is Strange is just not my kind of thing. And then they ended with a new Final Fantasy game. Not Final Fantasy 16, which is something I would have loved to seen, but Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Apparently this is a Souls-like Final Fantasy game, which I think is actually a really cool concept that could work really well. And it takes place in the world of the first Final Fantasy, which is very interesting. It's being made by Team Ninja, so if anything, it's probably going to play more like Nioh rather than Dark Souls, you know what I mean? Now, the concept seems cool, but the trailer, oh my god. Apparently, so there was this really angry guy who kept yelling about chaos and shit. It was very cringy in my opinion, and in all honesty, I hope they tone that down a bit before the game's after release, because I feel like that's gonna get really old really quick. And also the game just looks edgy as hell. I don't know like why they decided to go that route. I don't mind it personally, but just holy shit, it just like the game just looks dark. Like I'm not talking like in terms of lighting, like color wise, like everything looks just black and gray. It just has like a really dark tone to it, which I don't know, it's just really weird to me. I mean, then again, I do dress in all black, so I can't really judge, but still. And also, like, I know it's being like advertised as a Souls-like Final Fantasy game, but it still just looks more like a hack and slash, you know? It doesn't really look like a Souls-like just going from the trailers. I don't know. I think honestly, it has a chance. I think it looks promising. I want to check it out. I want to try it out. I hope to God they tone down the fucking angry man yelling about chaos and just it's how over the top it is, because that could get real old real quick when someone's playing through it. And that's it. Honestly, Square Enix presentation wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. There was a few titles that stood out to me, like the Guardians of the Galaxy game and the Strangers of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origin game. Those two really stuck out to me, but other than that, that was it. And also the Babylon's Fall thing, I am very disappointed about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna say this one did okay. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, it was just kind of okay, you know? I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Moving on to Capcom, they start off by mentioning Resident Evil Village, and they announced that they started work on DLC for it and didn't show any of it. Okay. They showed yet another trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2, because there's already been a crap ton of those already. Monster Hunter Rise is getting an update, a new Ace Attorney game got announced, and they talked about some esports stuff. And that's it. Really, Capcom? That was it? Half a star. Last but not least, Nintendo. Ooh, okay, some big titles that people have been excited for. Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, Breath of the Wild 2. There was a lot that people were anticipating to see from Nintendo. So what did they start with? The new Smash Bros. Character, and it's Tekken Man. I never played Tekken. I don't know what his name is. No, jokes aside, apparently his name is Kazuya, I think. Honestly, the character looks cool and looks really fun. But I'm not super excited about it though, because like I said, I've never played Tekken, so I can't get excited about this character. But still, from the gameplay of the show, he looks like a fun character. That I'll be completely honest about that. They again showed another trailer for the Life is Strange Remastered Collection and Strange Colors. That Guardians of the Galaxy game is coming to Switch, but it's a cloud version, so keep that in mind. Worms Rumble is getting a couple updates, and Astria Ascending. So far, this was the only game that made me go, huh, that looks pretty cool. It's another turn-based RPG game with a cool looking art style, and that is my kind of thing, and I like that, and it stood out to me. So there's that. 2 Point Campus is coming to the Switch, and they announced Super Monkey Ball Mania, a game with 300 levels from the first 3 Super Monkey Ball games, and it comes out October 5th. Honestly, I've never played Super Monkey Ball, but if you wanted to play Super Monkey Ball, you by all means can buy that. Mario Party Superstars, a whole new way to destroy some friendships. It's got 100 classic mini games from previous entries, and they're bringing back 5 game boards from the Nintendo 64 titles. Not gonna lie, 5 doesn't seem like a lot, and I don't know if it is for Mario Party. Maybe it just works, but still, I mean, even though they're from older games, I feel like at least 8 would have been a good amount. 5 just seems a little low, but I don't know. Still, it's pretty cool. New Mario Party game for you and your friends to play and hate each other over. After that, they went on ahead and said that Metroid Prime 4 is still in development and is going smoothly. And they basically said, while we wait for Metroid, here's some more Metroid. And they announced Metroid Dread. Now, I have to be completely honest, I've never played a Metroid game. I never got into the series. And apparently this title is actually a very big deal that I had to like talk to my friends, and they kind of explained to me why it's such a big deal. That game, I believe, is also coming out this October, and honestly, it looks cool. I definitely want to check it out. I don't know if it's good for me to jump into because that would be my first Metroid game if I do play it. But just from the trailer, it looks really cool, and I don't have much else to say about it because I'm, again, not a Metroid guy, but I'm sure people who are fans of the series are very excited for this game. And I gotta say, the game definitely looks interesting. It looks like a fun game, I won't lie. Cruisin' Blast, it's a racing game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, so if you want to play that on Switch, now you can. Mario Golf Super Rush. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin. Another trailer, but this time with gameplay. I didn't play the first Monster Hunter Stories, and this was a game I was curious to try out, and now that I saw some gameplay and I know what the game looks like, I'll give it a shot. I'll definitely check it out. It looks like it could be fun. They then announced WarioWare Get It Together and Shin Megami Tensei 5. So funny story, not long before I saw this trailer for Shin Megami Tensei 5, I got the HD remaster for Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne for the PS4. I have never played a Shin Megami Tensei game, and I bought this to check it out, and now they've went ahead and announced the 5th one. So I think that's just kind of funny with the timing and all that. I have no idea like how it works, if like the stories are all connected throughout each game, or if it's like Final Fantasy where each title is a different game or whatever. But just going from the trailer, it looks like a cool, neat little RPG. Looks like it could be fun. All I can really say about it. Danganronpa is coming to Switch along with Fatal Frame and Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1 a year later, and not Part 2 for some reason, which is really weird. Like those DLCs have been out for a while, and you're just now only getting Part 1 on the Switch and not even Part 2. That's really weird to me. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are coming to Switch along with Strange Brigade. Honestly, I thought when I saw the trailer for Strange Brigade, I thought it was a new game they announced because I've never heard of it. Apparently it's an older title, which I didn't know about. They showed a trailer for Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and then they announced Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, apparently a remake of 2 games from the Game Boy Advance. Honestly, I've never heard of this series because when I was younger, I only had like maybe a handful of Game Boy games I played. And honestly, just going from the trailer, this game does not look like it's for me. It doesn't look like it's my kind of game, but I bet if people are fans of the Advance Wars series, they're going to be very excited for this game coming to the Switch. And then they decide to end on some Zelda stuff. So Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is getting an expansion, which is cool. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, they just reminded us that it's coming out soon. And then they said for Zelda's 35th anniversary that they announced the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch. And that was basically it for the Zelda 35th anniversary. Which, I gotta go on a bit of a rant here. That, for me, that just really, like, pissed me off for some reason. Because, look, let me remind you all, I'm not a big Zelda fan, okay? But I was really looking forward to Zelda games maybe getting remasters, because when Mario's 35th anniversary last year, that got a ton of remasters. That got like, I think 4 games announced for it. And Zelda only gets Skyward Sword and a Game & Watch, which I don't care about Game & Watches. I don't know if people like those or not. I don't want to like put anyone down if you were excited for a Zelda Game & Watch, which if you are, by all means, have fun with it, you know? But I mean, you could, like, really, that's it? That's all we're fucking getting for Zelda's 35th anniversary? You couldn't remaster Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, all these other titles they have, and put them in the bundle like you did with the Mario games? Like, I feel like there was a lot they could have done and they just didn't. I mean, maybe they have, like, I'm assuming, I don't know if this is actually the case, but maybe the reason behind this is because they have everyone on the Breath of the Wild sequel, that there just wasn't time for them to develop another remake or remaster or whatever. And if that's the case, I understand, but I just think it's still really disappointing that for Zelda's 35th anniversary, that's all they got, and doesn't seem like a lot when you compare it to the Mario 35th anniversary. But whatever, I had to get that out of my system because that just really bothered me when they said that. But after that, they ended on one of the biggest things that people have been wanting to see: a new trailer for the sequel to Breath of the Wild with gameplay. And the first thing you see is that it has islands in the sky, and I wonder if there's going to be some kind of connection to Skyward Sword there, because I know that game had islands in the sky in it too. It looks like in the trailer Link got a new arm that has powers come out of it, so maybe that's going to be the new Sheikah Slate. It comes out 2022. I'm going to guess late 2022, and it could still get delayed. I don't think this is going to be an early 2022 game. I don't even I still think it's possible it's going to be later than 2022. It might be like 2023 because you never know. I mean, I don't know like how far in development this game is. And I also got to say, I'm actually a little relieved that it's not coming out until 2022 at least, because I just recently started playing the first Breath of the Wild, and I don't want to have to rush through that. So now that I know it's not going to be till next year, I know I can still take my time to the first game. But the trailer for the new one looks really good. I'm glad we finally got to see gameplay of it, and because I know that's what a lot of people wanted to see, and it just looks like a really cool game. And that was Nintendo's E3 2021 presentation. They showed a lot of really solid titles, but they also didn't show what a lot of people wanted to see. A lot of people I know wanted to see Metroid Prime 4. People who wanted to see Breath of the Wild 2 got to see that. We still don't know what the title of it is yet. I personally really wanted to see Bayonetta 3, and there was none of that, I was a little disappointed in. But what we did get to see, some of it looked cool, some of it looked okay. The Breath of the Wild sequel looked good. The Shin Megami Tensei 5 looks like it could be fun. Kazuya, the new character in Smash Bros, looks like he could be a lot of fun. Metroid Dread looks super cool, and I know because of like that game's history, a lot of people were really happy that got announced and really excited for that. But other than that, honestly, Nintendo didn't have a whole lot for me to be excited about. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them 3 stars for this one. Good presentation, just not a lot for me personally to be excited about. And that was E3 2021. Oh my god. Look, I want to be honest with you. I don't want to say the entire thing was bad, because there was some good stuff. I mean, Xbox, I think, had a great presentation. Nintendo had a good presentation. The Summer Game Fest, I mean, we got to see fucking Elden Ring, and I think that's enough to be a good show, you know? But honestly, other than that, it feels like a lot of these game companies just didn't have anything to show, so they just kind of scrounged out whatever they could last minute. And it just feels like if you didn't have anything to show, then why would you show up at all, you know? I don't want to be too harsh about it, because I think a big part of it is that we are still technically in a pandemic, so some development for games is kind of slowed down a bit. So, you know, the pandemic probably just affected this maybe. I don't know if that's the case. I could be completely wrong, but it just really felt like a lot of these companies didn't have much to show, and they just kind of just scrounged out whatever they could, you know? I'm really hoping that next year E3 is great, like how it should be, because I don't want this to be how E3 is every year, because this was really kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, with a few exceptions. But overall, just wow, this year's E3 was not great. And I'm hoping that next year E3 is like better, because honestly, like if this is how E3 is every year after year, it's not gonna last long, and I don't want that. I don't want E3 to go away, because I get excited for this. I get excited to see games get announced and see new trailers coming out, see what developers are making, you know? But if it keeps going downhill like this, people are gonna not be excited and not gonna come back and watch. I'm just really hoping next year in 2022 E3 can be a lot better, and we can all be happy and excited to watch E3 again. At least that's what I hope for. Hey, how's it going, everyone? So if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say I really appreciate that. I know this was a really long video, and I want to just take a minute to kind of explain why this video took so long to make, just because I know by the time this is actually uploaded, it pretty much has been 2 months after E3. So in case you guys are wondering why this video is out so late, mainly because there was like kind of a change in plans halfway through. I had originally planned to do reaction videos for each E3 presentation, and unfortunately when that was the plan, I didn't get to film my reaction to each E3 presentation when they went live. I kind of was like a few days late to each one, and essentially after I had already filmed all the ones I wanted to film, I kind of decided that they weren't good and that my reactions just weren't that entertaining. So I thought it'd be better to make this video where I just instead talk about E3 as a whole. And even though by the time I had already finished filming all of this, it was essentially E3 was already over, but I decided since I already read the script and I already had everything recorded, I might as well just edit through all of it and then, you know, upload it anyway, because I didn't want to waste the footage. That's essentially why this took so long to get out. It was a change of plans halfway through, and just the editing process took a lot longer than I would have liked. And also, with that being said, I do kind of have some updates I want to just add on to this video. One of them being I'm not going to be doing reaction videos anymore. I did a reaction video that one time, and I was originally planning to do them more often, because I thought they would just be like a quick and easy thing I can make super quick. But honestly, they that one video I made wasn't even that good, and I tried doing more, but they just did not come out that great. So instead, I'll be doing more discussion videos like these for certain like gaming news topics and all that. In fact, next year for E3, I'll probably instead do a discussion video for each presentation rather than do reaction videos or do a huge video of the whole thing like I did this time. And also another update, I'm just gonna go ahead and change my upload schedule to once a week minimum. I made that update video thinking I'd be able to upload like every single day, but I just was not able to. I'm unfortunately like trying to balance this and work and my personal life is difficult, to be honest, and exhausting. I'm just gonna be uploading one video a week minimum just because that I feel that's what I'm the most capable of keeping up with my, you know, trying to do this along with working and all that. And I say 1 week minimum just because like one video a week is like what I'm setting to, but if I have more to upload in a week, I will upload more. So you might see a week where it's one video and then maybe I'll have 2 a week and 3, but that's just if I have more to upload. 1 video a week is like the minimum I'm setting my upload schedule to. I think I'll probably do it on Saturdays. I haven't figured out what day yet, but most likely Saturdays. So if you want to know when my videos get uploaded, by all means subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications here on YouTube. You can follow my Twitter or Instagram. There'll be links in the description below. I always post on there whenever a new video gets uploaded. And that's kind of all I really had to say. I just wanted to add that to the end of this video, just kind of keep you guys updated. And also, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.